Artificial intelligence has come a long way in recent years, and one area it has shown potential is creative writing, and more specifically, script writing. But how does it work? Essentially, an AI program is fed a large dataset of movie scripts and trained to understand the structure, tone, and style of a script. Once it has learned from this dataset, it can then generate new scripts based on certain prompts or themes. There are a number of different AI tools available for scriptwriting, each with its own unique set of capabilities and features. Some allow you to input specific character settings and plot points, while others simply ask for a general theme or genre and generate a script based on that. So is it possible to create a hit movie with an AI generated script? Well, it's hard to say. While AI can certainly create interesting stories and structures, it's still down to human writers and filmmakers to bring those ideas to life and create a truly compelling story. That being said, AI can be a useful tool for writers looking for inspiration or a fresh perspective on their story. It can also be a great way for newcomers to get a feel of script writing and try out some different storytelling techniques. Overall, AI has the potential to revolutionize the way we consume media, and it'll be definitely interesting to see how it continues to evolve in the world of script writing. Or, for instance, for writing the scripts for your YouTube videos, like this one. Everything you just heard up until now was generated by AI, and more specifically by ChatGPT. Now, I'm sure that up to this point you've heard a ton about ChatGPT, but it is a truly unique AI program that just appeared seemingly out of thin air, but everyone has been vastly excited about it, has been trying it for different things, and one of those things that's been popping up here and there on social is scriptwriting, movie scriptwriting to be more specific. It's striking to find how little it deviates from natural speech, at least at first glance. And if you put a little bit of something from you and infuse it within that base script that it creates, it just sounds like you or me. And sure, it's fun to create your YouTube scripts with AI because they're very linear, they sort of follow a specific structure, but how about something bigger? How about movie scripts? Hello everyone, this is Cindy from My Eyes on Films, and today we are talking a little bit about ChatGPT and in general using AI to write your movie scripts, whether that's a yay or a nay. So what would a prompt look like? Broken down, with or without dialogue? How about a shot list? Or how about I see the camera movements as well? AI can do all of that for you, so it can give you those details, it can give you that information. But would that give you a better understanding of the narrative of your story? Would it give you a better understanding of your story structure? The opportunities feel vast, the options you can create countless. But are they unique? To a point, they are. But if we go down the movie script rabbit hole and keep pushing the AI further and further, what comes through are concepts that are not unfamiliar to you. They work, but they are generic. Aaron Kimmer recently tweeted about using ChatGPT to create a movie script in a weekend. So they tried a bunch of different ideas, then they landed on one that they thought would be suitable for a film, that'd be easiest to shoot in 5 minutes, that would not require too much and will be fit within one setting. So they started working with that. They started feeding ChatGPT more and more information that they required, such as the camera position, the lighting. The team even went down as far as using DALL-E to generate some reference photos for certain scenes, which is, taking it one step further. So essentially what ChatGPT did for them was write and direct the film. It wasn't a short process for them to narrow down what they wanted to do using the AI. Surely working with a human would be a lot faster because, well, you have the conversation aspect of it, and then you have an actual, living, breathing in human talking with you. But at the end of the day, ChatGPT performed quite well with this task because it actually did provide shot lists, it provided camera movements which were coherent, they were not gibberish. we've all seen AI, we've all played with like AI finishing the story, finishing your sentence, or giving you some different prompts, and it's always just a bunch of gibberish. It's a story that doesn't have any narrative. It was fun to use, but it got really old really fast just because you were not receiving an actual story. You were receiving just bits and pieces of information that sort of kind of work together, but not really. But what ChatGPT does is completely different. Just listen to this. Now, what the team said was based on the first initial script. This is great. Now create a step-by-step shot list. Sure, I can create a step-by-step shot list for the safe zone. Here is a suggested shot list. Opening shot, wide angle, shot of the siblings' living room, showing the TV screen and the siblings sitting on the couch. Medium shot of the TV screen, showing the news anchor and the headlines about the AI takeover. Medium shot of Jake, showing his reaction to the news. So it started creating these, shot lists, and then from all of these, they were able to choose the one that worked the best and require the AI to give more information for certain scenes. Listen to this. For shot 1, opening shot, describe in detail so I can have an artist create a photo for a shooting guide. For the opening shot of the safe zone, we can have a wide-angle shot of the siblings' living room showing the TV screen and the siblings sitting on the couch. Here are some suggestions of the details of the shot. The camera should be positioned at the back of the living room, facing the couch and the TV. The shot should be wide enough to show the entire living room and the siblings on the couch, with enough space around them to show their surroundings. The TV screen should be clearly visible and in focus, showing the news anchor and the headlines about the AI takeover. And this is sort of how it continues. The AI just keeps generating all of the information that the team requires to create this project, to shoot this film. So what they did after grabbing this was to ask for specific scenes. Scenes that they thought would be impactful, scenes that they thought would definitely go into the movie. Okay, this is great. Do this for the 11th, 12th, and 13th shot. For the 11th shot of the safe zone, we can have an over-the-shoulder shot of Jake using a medium-length lens, such as 50mm, to show his perspective as he listens to Emily's explanation. Here are some suggestions for the details of the shot. The camera should be positioned behind Jake's shoulder, facing Emily and Lucy. The shot should be an over-the-shoulder shot, showing Jake's face and upper body from behind. And then, again, it continues like this for each of the shots that they've required. It gives them the lens, it gives them the position of the camera, it gives them other information that they might need, and this makes it a lot easier to build out these scenes. At the end of the day, they had 22 detailed shots that they can use in the movie. All of those using ChatGPT. And like I mentioned, they did take it a little bit further with asking ChatGPT about outfits, about props, about different things that they can have in that setting. So at the end of the day, they shot the film. It's available on YouTube and you can go ahead and watch it. Probably it's not the first film that's used that, or the first film that had that idea, but it is a 5-minute short. It's not a smartphone film. But I mean, heck, why not? It can definitely be made with a smartphone as well. I don't see why not. But I'll leave a link in the description for the Twitter thread, and you'll be able to see the whole process. You'll be able to follow it through and see how they tackle this, what they asked of the AI program, and you'll be able to see the film itself. It's linked there at the end of the thread. I mean, kudos to the whole team for taking up this experiment and just jumping on the idea and seeing it through. How the movie turned out, I'll leave that for you to decide for yourself. Watch it closely, watch it maybe a couple of times, and reference it to the shot list and to the script that the AI generated. Might give you some ideas, who knows. Is that all bad though? That's the essence of this talk and of this video. Is using AI to write your scripts a bad thing? Or just in general, using AI to make a movie, is that a bad thing? Is it taking away from creativity, from the human touch and emotion? Is it devoid of humanity, and can you tell that it's been fabricated by an artificial intelligence? And above all, is the quality good enough, or is it subpar? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how fast AI can produce scripts. It matters whether those are quality scripts and quality ideas. AI can't guarantee you quality, but a human can. I think it sort of comes down to that, more or less. Of course, there are limitations with the AI programs, but with how good ChatGPT is at the moment, you can only wonder how things are going to change a couple of years in the future, maybe a decade, maybe less. All of us, just general users, can only guess how AI programs will progress in the future and what percentage of creative work will start passing through them. For inspiration purposes or for an experimental test drive of an idea. Maybe none. Maybe a tiny fraction. There's plenty curious, but curiosity can only last so long. I myself have played around with ChatGPT quite a bit and have generated some scripts based on ideas that I've had. What if I see the script fully realized? What if I see the shot lists and what if I see the camera movement? Would those match what I had in my head? And it's been fun. I've had an interesting experience using ChatGPT to see some of those stories realized, even by AI. There's something slightly uncanny about that. It happens so rapidly fast, and you know that writing a story, writing your script, usually doesn't take a couple of seconds. It takes a lot longer. It might take days, weeks, months, years. Very much depends on the story and very much depends on your emotional connection and relationship to it. But with a tool like ChatGPT, it takes just a couple of seconds and you can rewrite it, you can change it, you can alter it, you can add more to it, you can detract from it, and the AI is going to generate a different story each time with the same base concept. There isn't much depth in AI generated stories, at least not from what I've seen. And it's not what I expect from them. I find it interesting to use one prompt and then add just tiny bits and pieces to it to see how the story changes. It feels like research rather than grabbing inspiration, and I'm all for research. I mean, all of the things that I do outside of the actual filming process is research, constantly and daily. All of the things that you learn, all of the things that you add to your filmmaking process or to your, internal thought process when you prepare for a project or when you start, researching it or building it, it is research. And who knows, it might help with writer's block. Have you had writer's block? And have you used ChatGPT to help with that? Let me know. But overall, it's never going to be your story. Whatever ChatGPT or another AI program provides and generates, it's not going to be your story. It's not going to be your words. It's just going to be your prompt, your concept, your idea. But everything from then, it's not going to be you. Your words and your emotion and your relationship with the story is what makes it a quality work. It's what makes it unique. That's, kind of like an overall conclusion. Sure, you can ask of it to make an emotional story, to make a story that is going to absolutely move everyone to tears. And it'll have that effect. It'll have that outcome. But would that be your story? The way you wanted it told? The way you wanted it to connect to your audience? Or not? After all, it is regurgitating what it's been fed. So match your expectations to that. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike AI tools, I don't dislike ChatGPT, I find it really fun to use. Like I mentioned, I've been playing around with it a bunch, creating just like different scripts and different prompts. I've used it to even try some songs and some other short fantasy types of stories for even creative writing rather than script writing. I don't mind using it, I don't mind just playing around with it, but I think that I'd still like to see what I'm capable of when it comes to script writing, because otherwise it feels way too easy. But maybe that's just me. It's a fun experiment. It certainly feels like that now. I know there's a massive craze around ChatGPT with different industries, with developers, with scriptwriters, with songwriters. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the stories that the AI tools generate are not that hollow. Maybe they're not that devoid of humanity and of emotion, maybe they're actually solid works. Maybe their quality is not that bad at all. I've definitely seen a couple that have been really good and really strong, and they felt like actual films with actual people in them, with actual settings. And if you want to use ChatGPT for yourself, if you want to generate some ideas, if you want to, help out with writer's block or just learn how structure works, you can definitely do that. There's absolutely nothing bad about that, and you shouldn't feel bad about using ChatGPT to write a script or to learn how to write a script. It's definitely a valuable tool, and it's a good research, and it's a good learning curve that you can add to your arsenal of tools in this crazy experience of filmmaking. So if they feel natural to you, if what you've seen in this video or other videos feels natural and interesting to you, definitely give it a go. It's going to give you a different perspective on your story. It's going to give you a little bit more of an understanding of how a script works or how a shot list is built, because you can see it just written in real time in front of you, and you can play around with each of the prompts that you have. I'll leave a link down in the description to ChatGPT. It does require a registration, so make sure you follow the instructions there. This is not in no shape or form like a sponsored video or anything like that. I just like the tool, and like I said, I've been spending a bunch of time with it, just goofing around with different ideas. So I'd like for you to be able to try that yourself and see where it takes you. Maybe, like I said, maybe it gives you fantastic ideas, maybe it helps you resolve an issue with your story. And if it does that, if it helps you, and if it makes you go out there and shoot films and start writing and just opens up some passion inside of you for filmmaking or script writing, then it's more than done its job, and it's been a wonderful and extremely valuable tool to have. And I do hate to be fatalistic with such innovations and their long-lasting effect on this or that industry. I'm pretty sure that scriptwriters and filmmakers are safe for quite a bit more years to come. I don't think AI is going to take over and people are just going to start using AI to generate their stories rather than humans. It's just going to sound very fake and fabricated at one point, or it's just going to start repeating itself because it still doesn't have that much information fed into it. It still has some language barriers. Yeah, one of my lights went out. But like I said, we are not there yet for AI to replace all of scriptwriters and all of filmmakers and all of the producers and directors and director of photography. That's not going to happen. I'm absolutely clueless about that. I'm in no shape or form an AI expert, so whatever I say, take with a big grain of salt. And you can do your own research. You can read a lot on the subject. There are a lot of articles, there are a lot of videos, there are a lot of podcasts and blogs, so there's a lot of information out there of how AI works, and there are some predictions of how it might evolve in the future. So if this is something that's interesting to you, you can definitely browse a couple of these and just educate yourself, and don't listen to what I'm saying in this video, which might still be generated by AI. Who knows? And then that's a completely different question, and it's a question of morals. It's a question about fake news. It's a question about, there's a lot of things that go into this. It's not all rainbow and candies when it comes to AI. There's a lot of different things that need to be taken into consideration. And then one of those things is what percentage of the things that you hear on social or on YouTube, better be that in written or in video form, have been created by AI rather than by people, and what percentage of what you hear is actually legitimate. Do not take everything that the AI provides and generates as pure information and absolutely validated information. Do your own research and consult with people and with different experts in the different areas where you're researching. Don't just base your full opinions on what an AI program generates. But I do think that goes without saying. And to top this off and to sort of close it, I wanted this to be a really short video just to touch upon the subject. I'm sure there's a lot more to talk, and there's a lot more discussions coming in the following months or in the following years, and I'm excited to see where those go. I certainly see a polarized opinion when it comes to movie scripts. There are people that are really excited about the prospect. There are people that are absolutely repulsed by it and by the idea of an AI writing a script rather than hiring an actual person to do that. Like I said, this is a bit of a different topic. It's, you know, more of a toned down, a bit more serious, I should rather say. But to close off this video and sort of go back to the beginning of the video itself and of the topic, will I personally make a movie that's been fully generated script-wise by AI? I think I will. I think it's a fun experiment to see how that differentiates between what I have in my mind and what I have is a vision of how I want things to be set up, and I want things to, you know, happen in a certain story or the ways that I want it to be shot, versus what an AI tells me to do and, you know, provides as suggestions. Yeah, I think I might definitely want to try to film a short based on a script generated by an AI. Maybe even the shot list, maybe even the camera movements. I don't know. I haven't thought this through. Yeah, it definitely has to be a prompt that I thought through and that can be achieved with my skill set and the tools at my disposal. Maybe I'll add that to the 2023 calendar of ideas that maybe I'll never get to, ever. I don't have high expectations of how it's going to turn out, or whether it's going to sound or look fake or not, but I think it all goes down also to, you know, your own contribution to the story itself. I don't mind altering it here and there, because like I said, it has to be a prompt that's easy to shoot with a smartphone and that I can fit within the setting, you know, where I am, like the places, the locations that I have easy access to, something that can be easily shot, maybe something that's even indoors to even make it a lot easier than that. So let's get down to the real question and wrap up this video. Would you film a story fully generated by AI? Would you use an AI to write your script for your film and then film it with directions from AI? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.